Hey guys, Adeeb here from Sense Society, and today I'm wearing blue for a reason. I have three bottles right there in the background. You might recognize them, although they might be a bit blurry. Those are the ones we're going to talk about today. I'm going to do a comparison between these three scents, which are quite similar. The first one's going to be Interlude Man by Amouage. So, Interlude Man was released back in 2012, and I think I got this one in around 2015 or 2016. I was quite new to designer fragrances back then and did not have any idea about any niche fragrances. I would say this was one of the first niche fragrances I might have tried, and God, I hated it. That's my first impressions of Interlude by Amouage. So back in 2014, 2015, I had actually ordered a bottle of Dior Homme Intense, those old golden batches of Dior Homme Intense, which used to smell really good. The seller actually sent me a sample of Interlude Man along with the Dior Homme Intense. My natural instinct was to put Dior Homme Intense on my left hand, add Interlude Man on my right hand. So right off the first spray, I loved Dior Homme Intense. It was exactly what I expected it to be, although I went in blind. And when it came to Interlude Man, I had never heard of it before. But guys, this one gave me a throbbing headache immediately. It was so awful. It was so bad. My nose was untrained. I had no taste for niche fragrances back then. And this one just smelled awful. I could not smell Dior Homme Intense anymore once I sprayed Interlude Man on my arm. I just wanted to scrub it off. But as my journey progressed into more niche scents, eventually, I think around 2018, 2019, I was much more into niche scents. I tried my sample of Interlude Man again, and I really liked it this time. Eventually, I got a full bottle of Interlude Man, and that was the older batch, which was really potent and strong. And the one which I have here is a newer batch from, I think, 2022. This is a bit dialed down. It's not as strong as the old batches of Interlude Man. They kind of diluted it down, but guys, this is still a really strong scent. It projects like mad even now. Back then, I would say the longevity was easy 24 hours and it used to project for about 10 to 12 hours. With the new one, it's more reasonable. I would say it lasts for about 14 to 15 hours and it projects for about 3 4 hours really well. So, yeah, that's Interlude Man. All three of these scents are made by Pierre Negrin. During the Christopher Chong era of Amouage, Christopher Chong was like the most iconic creative director of Amouage, and he left Amouage very recently. So these three are a part of his legacy. So starting off with Amouage Interlude Man, I'm just gonna do a spray on my arm here. Wow, guys, I can actually smell it in the air. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend's gonna hate this one. So starting off, I think it has some citrus up top with some peppery notes. I would say it's a bergamot. And yeah, there's some spice. I know this has a note of oregano, so smells like a pizza topping when you top it up with oregano. Yeah, that's what. I know it sounds a bit weird, but this just blends wonderfully. The top notes just last for a while, and then we move on into the middle notes. The middle notes are mostly apopanax and incense. It's very incensey and it has some apopanax, which smells. Yeah, it smells very incensey, slightly sweet with the popanax, and it has some leather and oud in the background, maybe slight hints of patchouli as well. I would say this one smells like a Middle Eastern sheikh, if you've actually seen those guys. I would imagine them wearing this during the daytime because they're very daring with their scents. I think in the Western world, this is more appropriate to wear during the night times and on colder occasions. Yeah, and this would make a really good special occasion scent. So yeah, that's Interlude Man for you. Next, we would be moving on to the next flanker of Interlude, which is Interlude Man Black Iris. So yeah, guys, Interlude Man Black Iris is a flanker of the original. It has added notes of iris up top, and it's much more smoother, I would say. I'm just gonna do a spray on my other arm here. Let it air out a bit. I can smell some citrus up top on this. Has a slight violet note as well, like a waxy, flowery note, which you get in Fahrenheit as well. Yeah, this has that whole Dior Fahrenheit opening happening there, but it has the same DNA of Interlude Man in the background, minus the oregano. So this one smells a lot more safer than Interlude Man. I would say a lot more people might actually lean towards Black Iris, especially for the untrained nose. I would say a lot of them would actually prefer Black Iris over the regular Interlude Man. So I can actually smell some oud, leather, maybe slight sweet myrrh along with that iris note in the middle as well. And this kind of dries down like Interlude Man, but a lot more classy and more subdued. This would be a great scent for formal occasions compared to Interlude Man. Interlude Man can be more of a special occasion scent, maybe when you're going to an event like a wedding or uh, an awards function. But Black Iris would fit perfectly on a cold day, maybe if you're having like a board meeting. But I would say, guys, with these scents, they're really strong, so don't spray too much. I think 3 to 4 sprays works moderately well. And if you want to go heavy on the trigger, maybe go like 5 to 6 sprays on them. Anything more would just be overkill on this. Lastly, I have one from the Exceptional Extracts collection, which was launched very recently by Amouage. All of these exceptional extracts are really high in perfume oil concentration. So they perform really well. Also, they're really expensive as well. So we're going to go with the first launch from the Exceptional Extracts collection, and that's going to be Amouage Interlude 53. Amouage Interlude 53 is basically Interlude Man, but a lot more concentrated. It has 53% perfume oils in it. That makes the scent feel very concentrated, very dense on your arm. I'm just gonna do a spray. Let it air out. In terms of notes, I would say the top notes on Interlude 53 are again light citrus, has a bit of spiciness with, I think, some peppers or chili. So there is a bit of spice going on in the opening as well, but the citrus is much more lighter than the other two. And it is very smoky, guys, and has those same incensey, oud, leather notes in the background. This smells much more well blended. So it comes along very like well blended and coherent. Yeah, this one smells really good. I would say it's a much more dense version of Interlude Man. It has similar notes to Interlude Man as well. So take that as you may. Comparing both Interlude Man and Interlude 53. Yeah, Interlude feels a lot more lighter and Interlude 53 is a lot more dense. I think it's owing to the heavier oil concentration on the Interlude 53. But they pretty much smell the same. I would say it's just well blended. I think in the air, both of them would smell similar. But if someone comes closer to you, maybe they can smell slight differences in them. Also, Interlude Man projects a lot better than Interlude 53, I feel. Interlude 53 sits closer to your skin. In terms of projection, I would say Interlude Man projects the best in the first 2 3 hours, and Black Iris follows. Interlude 53 sits a lot closer to the skin. In terms of longevity, I would say Interlude Man lasts around 12 hours easy. Interlude Black Iris also has like 12 to 14 hours of performance. Interlude 53 lasts for easily around like 20 hours on the skin. Although it's going to sit a lot closer to your skin, it lasts longer for sure. So in terms of occasions, I would say they would all suit similar occasions. I would say more formal occasions or like really grand events. So if you're looking for a special occasion scent, you can pick either of these three and can't go wrong for them. But guys, I'm telling you again, these three scents are not at all safe for a blind buy. You have to like sample them before getting them, or you might just hate them. These are especially not good for beginners who are still into designers. They will probably hate Amouage scents in general. In terms of compliments, you have to be really confident to carry off the scent. It's more of a situation where the scent is wearing you rather than you wearing the scent. You have to match up your personality to the scent. In terms of my opinions, I would rank them in this order. Firstly, I would go with Interlude Man 53. Second would be Interlude Man. And the third would be Interlude Black Iris. It's only because Interlude 53 smells very well blended compared to Interlude Man, but I love this DNA. But Interlude 53 just lasts longer on my skin and it's much more well blended than Interlude Man. That's the only reason for me to go with Interlude 53. But if I think about the price, I would definitely go for Interlude. Amongst three of these, the Black Iris one is my least favorite. There's nothing wrong with the scent. It's a really good scent. It's just my preference. I've always liked Interlude Man more than Black Iris. But I can easily see someone else loving Black Iris more than Interlude. Or you might not like any of these. That's been the comparison between three versions of Interlude Man. Do like, follow, and subscribe for more content. It'll definitely help me out. And stay tuned for more.